Hi. Are you at a stage in life where you're thinking of selling your house and checking out apartment-style living? If you are, what's better, renting an apartment or buying a similar style condo? Let's check that out right now. Hi again. I'm 𝗀𝗶𝘁𝗀𝘀, Remax Performance Realty. I'm a residential real estate specialist here in Winnipeg. And I work with a variety of clients who, for reasons of their own, have decided to sell their house and check out apartment-style living, whether it's renting an apartment and putting all their money that they get out of the house into a investment income fund, or buying a condo. Now, the reason for selling your house are varied. It could be that the house has simply gotten too big. Kids have moved out. There's too much upkeep, too much maintenance. If you're older and you have a two-story house, the stairs start to bother you. Too much yard work, too much snow clearing, or it's a lifestyle change. Some people want to spend 4, 5, 6 months a year down in the States. And then the house becomes a liability because you have to have somebody who keeps checking on the house, making sure the furnace is on, and making sure you abide by all your rules for the home insurance to remain active and valid. So you've come to the decision to sell the house. What is better, renting or owning a condo? To answer this question, there are really two aspects of it. One is purely financial. To try and figure out what's cheaper, renting an apartment where you don't have the upfront costs, or buying a condo where you do have huge upfront costs, but you don't pay rent as such. So we're going to figure that out. And the second aspect is, what provides you with a better quality of life? Is an apartment better or a condo? So let's take a look at these factors right now. So for our purposes today, I'm going to be looking at two similar style living quarters. One is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, about 800 square feet in a 40-year-old building in a decent neighborhood. It does not have in-suite laundry. It does, however, have underground parking. And of course, there are no upfront costs to this. Comparing that to a similar condo, same size, but a $200,000 upfront cost that you have to buy, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath with in-suite laundry in a much newer building, about 5 years old, and again with an indoor parking spot. The numbers I'm going to use, the prices and fees, are actual real-life numbers in Winnipeg at this time. I know that you can get cheaper apartments, you can get more expensive condos, and the other way around, but this is just for illustration purposes. I've picked two buildings that are somewhat similar. So let's start by looking at the apartment. Rent in this apartment is $1,340 a month, which adds to a shade over $16,000 a year. Utilities are fully included in this, so heat, hydro, and water. Of course, I'm not counting telephone, television, and cablevision because you have to buy that anywhere else, and it's the same no matter where you are, so that's not really become part of the equation. Insurance, you're going to want content insurance. In this case, it's about $250 a year to insure your content. It's a good idea in case something happens. Could be a break-in, it could be a water damage from a neighboring suite. You want to make sure that your contents are insured. But now we have something to offset against this expense. Remember, with an apartment, you don't have to take that $200,000 that you would spend on a condo. You can take that money and invest it. Now, if you are in your 60s, 70s, certainly in your 80s, I personally probably would not recommend anything high risk. Talk to your financial advisor about that. But let's be on the conservative side. Let's say you can get a GIC, and currently you can get a GIC for 3.5%. So $200,000 GIC at 3.5% per year will earn you $7,000. Now, let's also forget about for a minute that you may or may not have to pay income tax on that money. Let's say you don't. Let's say that $7,000, you have enough write-off, enough deductions that it's all your money. So that goes off against, that offsets the $16,000 plus rent, which means that at the end of the year, your total cost of apartment living is $9,250. So let's take a look at how that compares against buying a condo. So this particular condo that I have in mind, the property taxes are $2,400 a year. And as the homeowner, you again get a $700 discount, just like you did with the house. So your net property taxes per year are $1,700. While water is included, heat and hydro are not. So an estimated heat and hydro bill for a high-rise, a newly constructed, fairly efficient high-rise, I'm going to put on at $800, so about $65 a month for your heat and electricity. Your content insurance end up being roughly the same as an apartment because you're not insuring the whole building. Building insurance is included in your condo fees. So let's say another $250 for your content insurance. And then the big one, of course, is the condo fees. In this particular case, they are $3,400 a year for your condominium fees. So now you do not get the deduction, the GIC income that you had with the apartment, because remember, you had to take that $200,000 and actually buy this condo. So what does all this add up to? Your total expenses right now then are going to be $6,150. So that's about $3,000 less than the rental. So that's the financial side of the equation. Buying and investing that $200,000 into a condo will save you approximately $3,000 a year. But there are other considerations. We'll get to those right after this.
Are you looking to buy a house or a condo in Winnipeg? Work with the agent who takes the time to explain the process to you, guiding you through every step. For service beyond the sale, book your home buying consultation with 𝗀𝗶𝘁𝗀𝘀 of RE/MAX Performance today. Bo knows real estate.
All right, welcome back. So we've examined the financial differences between renting and owning. Now let's take a look at the non-financial, the quality of life aspects, and see what appeals to you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, maybe now is a good time to ask you to give this video a like and subscribe, because I come out with new tips just about every week. Market updates, tips for buyers and sellers. So please hit the subscribe button below, and let's take a look at the differences between owning and renting. Now, with most typical apartments, people find it to be very restrictive. The owners of the apartment can tell you what to do, what not to do. You can't do anything in the suite to change anything. Sometimes you have to ask permission before you do any kind of like painting or anything like that. You are also subject to rent increases, and those do tend to go up 2-3% a year on average. My mother-in-law lives in a block in North Kildonan, and she's looking at about $30 a month every year. You have no ownership benefits, which means you can't borrow money against the apartment. You might even have trouble getting a roommate to move in, or if you wanted to sublease it, you have to get permissions from the apartment building ownership. So there are those restrictions. And last, you can't make any renovations. I've had several clients say that they're allergic to carpeting, and if the apartment comes with carpeting, you probably won't be able to change that to hardwoods or laminate. If you want to upgrade, if you don't like the old kitchen that you're looking at every day, you won't be able to upgrade those kind of things unless they give you permission, and then it's not yours. You don't own it. So let's take a look at a similar condo. Condo life is semi-restrictive, and I mean they're gonna prevent you from hanging your underwear off the balcony, those kind of things. But for the most part, what you do inside your suite is entirely up to you. There are no rent increases. You've bought it, you own it. Now you're not subject to monthly or yearly increases. You can get condo fee increases, and that's usually the case. Every year, every couple of years, they also go up. But that's only according to what the expenses are. So if your condo fee includes heating the hallways, if heat goes up, your condo fees has got to go up. You are also subject to market fluctuations. So if you're in the condo for 3 years and it's gone up, well, then you benefit. But if it's gone down, you or your estate will lose some of that money that you've invested. There are, however, ownership benefits. So if you own your condo, you can certainly borrow money against it. You can rent it out. There's lots of things that you can do with it that you couldn't do with rented space. And of course, interior renos are okay within reason. You will probably have to get permission. You may not be able to remove some walls because they might be structurally important to the building. However, if you want to change the paints, the flooring, if you want to put in a different tub, change the kitchen, whatever you want to do, generally you are allowed to make those changes on the inside of your unit. Now, I hope you found this helpful. Please keep in mind, these are just some very general observations, and every family and every person, it's a different situation. So if you're in this position where you're looking at selling your house and thinking of either renting or buying a condo, please call me anytime. I'd love to sit down for a consultation with you and see what your best options are. What fits one person doesn't necessarily fit the next person in the same way. This has been 𝗀𝗀𝘀𝘀, RE/MAX Performance Realty. I really hope you've enjoyed this information. Here's a couple of more videos for you to enjoy. Also another chance to hit the subscribe button and the little bell beside it. That way you get notified of any of the new videos I'm putting out. Until next time, bye-bye.